Okay, good morning, students. Okay, now in this today's lecture, we are continued with the atomic structure. Okay, in the last lecture, we are up to the drawbacks of Bohr's model, Rutherford's model of an atom. Okay, and in today's lecture, we are supposed to learn about the Bohr's model of an atom. But to begin with Bohr's model of an atom, we must know certain things. Okay, I told you also in the last lecture that in those time, okay, there are many inventions are taking place. Okay, and many of the scientists they are doing the invention based on the different experiment. Okay, so the first experiments or the theories or the inventions uh, which is utilized by Bohr is called as electromagnetic theory of radiation. So this is the theory, or this is called as a uh, you know theorem is electromagnetic theory of radiation by Maxwell. And second is the Planck's quantum theory. The name of the scientist is Planck's, and his theory is called as Planck's quantum theory. Okay, so these two things is utilized by the scientist Bohr. Okay, and also one more important thing that is called as a line spectrum of hydrogen, that is called as a line emission spectrum of hydrogen. So he utilizes these three theories, okay, by the prominent scientists, which are very famous thing experiments at that times. Okay, and then he put forth his model of an atom, that is called as Bohr's model of an atom. Okay, and he also overcome the drawbacks of the Rutherford's model of an atom. Okay, so we are not going in details of the things, but we are supposed to learn the things which are concerned with the Bohr's theory. Okay, or how the Bohr's is utilizing these theories. Okay, in your syllabus it is started from this is included, line emission spectrum of hydrogen is included from in your syllabus, and nothing is cut from this line emission spectrum of hydrogen. But these two things, that is electromagnetic theory of radiation by the scientist Maxwell and Planck's quantum theory, these are not included in your syllabus. So let us learn about this in very short. Okay, so I'm going to present here the PPT. Okay, so this is the characteristics of the radiation. What is mean by electromagnetic radiation? Before that, electromagnetic radiations are the source of energy, which is which comes in the space. Okay, and which is also around us. For example, the electromagnetic radiations, the example of electromagnetic radiations are radio waves, then UV waves, then visible. Okay, human eyes is sensible, you know to to visible for the spectrum, that is called as a visible spectrum. Other types of electromagnetic radiation can't be sensitive for the human eyes, so they are there, but we cannot see this. Okay, so these electromagnetic radiations are of different types. For example, radio waves, UV waves, then comes the visible spectrum or visible light, then comes X-rays, gamma rays. Okay, these are the types of the electromagnetic radiation. This radiation, okay, these types of radiation, what is the nature of this radiation? This is explained by the scientist called as a Maxwell, sorry. And let us learn what are the characteristics of the electromagnetic wave. because these radiations are in the form of an electromagnetic wave. So I'm here in this slide. Look at the slide here. This is the kind of electromagnetic radiations which is in the form of a wave. Okay, and this is, perpendicular to these two fields, electric field and the magnetic field, electric field and magnetic field. So this is called as a wave. Okay, so electromagnetic radiation is in the form of a wave which is perpendicular to the electric field and the magnetic field. Okay, that's why it is called as a electromagnetic wave. So you know radiations are the electromagnetic wave, different radiations. Okay, some radiations also come from the sun, okay, like IR, infrared. Okay, and in the earth, okay, they when they reach to a before reaching to earth, they are supposed to be protected by the ozone layer that we also know. Okay, so there are many sources of the electromagnetic radiation, and these are in the form of a wave which is perpendicular to the its magnetic field and the electric field. Now this this red, concentrate on this red wave. Okay, so these are called as you know these are called as a crest and the troughs. Okay, so this is the crest, this is the crest, this blue one here shown in the sphere is called as a trough. Okay, so the which is pointing downwards is called as a trough, which is pointing upwards is called as a crest. Okay, now we are supposed to learn what are the characteristics, what are the parameters of the wave, what are the description of the wave. So electromagnetic wave is characterized by these uh, parameters. First one is called as a wavelength. So what is mean by wavelength? Wavelength is the distance between the two successive trough or crest. So if you take this crest, so this the middle of the point here and this point, this distance is called as a wavelength. Or you can take the one complete cycle like this, or the red one like this, from this is also called as a wavelength. So the distance between the two successive trough or crest is called as a wavelength. Okay, the unit of wavelength is meter. The unit of wavelength is meter. It is denoted by the symbol, Greek letter called as a lambda. Then next is called as a frequency. The frequency of the wave, the frequency of the wave is the number of waves that passes through a given point in 1 second. The number of waves, so if you take a particular point, so from this point to point, how many waves are passes through in 1 second is called as a frequency, which is very important. The unit of frequency is hertz. The unit of frequency is hertz. Okay, or it is per second, cycle per seconds. Okay, next is called as a wave number. This are also we are going to use this wave number. The wave number here is denoted by nu bar. This is also a Greek letter. So this is frequency is nu and the wave number is nu bar. Okay, so frequency is nu, Greek letter, and the wave number is nu bar. So what is wave? What is the wave number? Definition here is the number of wavelengths, not wave. The number of wavelengths per unit length is called as a wave number. So per unit length means in 1 centimeter or 1 meter, how many wavelengths are possible is called as a wave number. The unit of wave number is per centimeter, inverse centimeter or per centimeter. Then comes the amplitude, amplitude denoted by A, and it is the height of the crust. So if you observe in the, here in the slide here, so this is called as the amplitude. So amplitude, it is the height of the crest, height of the crest or troughs also. Okay, so this way this is the characteristic of electromagnetic wave. Okay, then we are going for the next called as the Planck's quantum theory. So I am not showing you here any slides of this. Okay, the Planck's quantum theory, the useful formula is the Planck's quantum theory, the useful formula is here delta E is equal to mu lambda. Delta E is equal to mu into lambda. So these electromagnetic radiations are having the energy. All these electromagnetic radiations are having these characteristics, parameters, and also they are having the energy. The energy of the electromagnetic radiation is in the form of quantum, means small discrete amount. It is not continuous. The radiation is not continuously emitting energy. Okay, so it is in the form of a fixed amount of energy, that is called as quanta. The quantum of energy is denoted by the formula nu lambda. Delta E is equal to nu lambda. So this much is important from our point of view to understand the atomic structure from Planck's quantum theory. Okay. Now we'll go for the next called as electromagnetic spectrum. We studied now what is electromagnetic radiation, what is the sources, what are the characteristics. Now we'll go for the electromagnetic spectrum. So electromagnetic spectrum is the series arrangement of the series of different electromagnetic radiation in the form of increasing energy or the decreasing in the frequency or the wave wavelength. Okay, so if you arrange these radiations, okay, in terms of the increasing energy, means radio waves are having the low energy. Okay, microwaves is having somewhat more energy, then more energy is infrared radiation, then more is visible, then after visible ultraviolet, then x-rays, more energy, then you know that gamma rays are very harmful. Okay, so all these are arranged if in the increasing order of their energy, then we get a spectrum. That spectrum is called as electromagnetic spectrum. Okay, radio waves, if it is having the wavelengths, I'm not talking about all the wavelengths of all the radiations. We are concentrated here on the visible spectrum or visible light. Okay, which is observed, we are observing it, okay, with the eyes. So 700, its range is started from 700 nanometer. So nanometer means 1 nanometer. 1 nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9 meter. This is the relationship. We are supposed to know the, the convergence here, or the relation when it is when the time when it is useful for us, so that it's easy to remember. So 1 nanometer is 10 raised to minus 9 meter. So you can understand that visible light range is from 700 nanometer to 400 nanometer. Okay, so here the wavelength decreases. The wavelength here decreases. So also here ultraviolet wavelength decreases, x-rays wavelength decreases. This way wavelength decreases, energy increases. Wavelength decreases, energy increases. Okay, so longer the wavelength, lower is the energy. Radio wavelength, radio waves, longer wavelength, and that's why the energy is low. So all the signals, they are having concerned with different electromagnetic radiations. You know that the radio signals which are in the range of hertz. Okay, you have heard the AM center, FM center. Okay, and what is the range of the electromagnetic radiation or the radio waves there? 91.5 hertz. It is expressed in hertz. So that's why the radio waves longer wavelength, energy short, means they are not harmful for us. Microwaves is having the somewhat more energy, and that much energy is sufficient to cook the food. So microwaves, basically principle is based on microwaves, electromagnetic radiation. Now I think you understand this better. You can understand also the what is electromagnetic spectrum. And now we go for the our topic, that is called as line emission spectrum of hydrogen. From this topic, nothing is uh, nothing is omitted from your syllabus. Okay, getting this? Now what is mean by electromagnetic spectrum? Also we learned this, what is line emission spectrum. Now that time also the many scientists are having concern with, or they are experimenting on how these electromagnetic radiations are, they are interact with matter. They are interact with matter. What happens when they interact with what matter? Okay, so what is matter? Matter is anything which occupies the space. So you are matter, all our matters, including all the objects in the universe are matters. Okay, which are having the space, which are occupying the having the mass, and which occupy the space. So in this experiment, line emission spectrum of hydrogen, many scientists have done this experiment. In this experiment, the hydrogen gas is filled in a discharge tube tube, okay, and it is exposed to the radiation, means it is exposed to a radiation, certain types of radiations, okay. When it is exposed or irradiated with the radiation, then the, you know, hydrogen is gas is composed of molecules, molecule composed of atom, they get excited, the atoms or the molecule they get excited, okay. And when they get excited, they emits the energy, means they absorb the energy, get excited, and while returning back they emit the radiation, they loses the energy. The energy is loose in the form of radiation, is go through this different you know, experimental setup, and then you get here it is recorded, and from this you get the spectrum. From the recorded spectrum is like this, okay. And this is the fine lines, this is observed in the form of lines, it is not a continuous, it is not in the form it is in the form of a fine discrete lines, and it is not in the continuous way, means energy is given out when the radiation is interact with the matter, in which is not a continuous, which is a discontinuous, and which is in the form of a discrete lines, okay. So this is observed by different scientists. Here it is observed the spectrum in the visible region, means the energy is provided in the form of visible region here, and it is the in the form of the um, visible region, the lines are having the wavelength from 400 to 650, means these are observed in the visible region. Now other scientists are also you know, they are experimenting this, and they for the hydrogen only, and they get the spectrum in different region like uv region, and some are in observe this in infrared region, okay. If that much radiation is, you know, exposed to the hydrogen gas, then we get the spectrum in that region. You're getting this, okay. And if this is observed in different region, we get different line pattern, this line pattern is different, okay. And when it is observed in the different region, the scientist called as a Balmer, he used the formula to describe these lines. He used the formula to describe these lines, means line is corresponds to which frequency. Getting or not? This line is correspond to what frequency, okay. So here he put the formula like nu bar is equal to 109677, this is a constant, bracket 1 upon 2 square minus 1 upon n square per centimeter. So this is the formula he used to describe the lines, okay, where n is equal to 3, 4, 5 like this, integer values from started from 3, okay, because here it is used as a 2 square. And this Balmer used this formula because he get the line spectrum in the visible region. Understood this? Okay. So this is the formula. It's not very difficult to understand or to memorize. So you have to memorize this formula. And the lines which are described by the Balmers are called as Balmer series. The lines which are described by the Balmer scientist called as a Balmer series. Okay. Now another scientist is called as Redberg, and he actually put all the lines which are described by other teachers. Like for example, here I'm just explaining this in short. The other scientists like Lyman, then Balmer, then Paschen. These are the name of the scientists. Huh? Bracket, P. Fund. All these scientists, they observed this electromagnetic spectrum in the region which are given here. So Lyman is observing this line spectrum in the ultraviolet UV region. Balmer is observed the line in the visible region. Paschen, Bracket, and P. Fund, they observed the line in the infrared region. Okay, so the lines are observed by different scientists in different regions, and Redberg is a scientist which he collected all these lines having one single formula. This formula for all types of line of all the regions is given by mu bar. Mu bar is wave number, nu bar bar having is equal to 109677 in the bracket 1 upon n1 square minus 1 upon n2 square per centimeter. So this is the important formula to find out all the frequencies of all the radiation of the hydrogen, of the hydrogen. Okay, emission spectra. Emission means energy which is emitted, and if it is absorbed, then it's called as absorption spectrum. Okay, here the value of n1 is equal to 1 2 like this, started from 1 2 3 4 like this. Okay, the value of n2 will be n1 plus 1. So the value of n2 will depends upon the value of n1. So the value of n2 will started from n1 plus 1. If you take n1 as a 1, the n2 becomes 1 plus 1, that is 2. Okay, n1, then second line will be n1 plus 2, third will be n1 plus 3, like this, increases by 1. Okay, so this is the important formula which is put forth by the scientist called as the Rydberg, and here this constant 109677 per centimeter is called as the Rydberg's constant for hydrogen. We are learning all these, electromagnetic spectrum only for hydrogen, that is also emission spectrum of hydrogen. Okay, so this way it is useful. Then next is called as the Bohr's theory of an atom. So we are utilizing all these things. Which things? Electromagnetic spectrum. Then comes the uh, electromagnetic radiation theory by Maxwell, Planck's quantum theory. The formula is delta E is equal to nu into lambda, and the line emission spectrum of hydrogen, which utilizes all these things together. Okay, and he put forth the theory that is called as the Bohr's theory of an atom. Bohr's theory of an atom. So I'm going to take here only the two postulate. Okay, first one is called as the first postulate of Bohr's theory of an atom is the called as here, read it as here: the electron in the hydrogen atom can move around the nucleus in a circular paths called as orbit. So he is the scientist who used the first time the word called as orbit. Okay, now also in quantum mechanical model we are using the word orbit. Okay, so he is the scientist who gave the first word that is called as orbit. So uh, in an atom, the electron revolves around the nucleus in a circular path which is called as orbit, or this is called as a stationary state, or this called as a stationary state. Now here, if this is the, I'm showing here, this is the nucleus, then this is called as the orbit. These are circular paths around the nucleus, and these are called as the orbits. Okay, these orbits are stationary state. They are also called as stationary state. Okay, and they are arranged in the increasing order of energy. They are arranged in the order of increasing energy. So when we go apart from the nucleus or far away from the nucleus, the energy of the orbit goes on increasing. Okay, these are called as a stationary state or energy state, stationary state or orbit. Okay, now second postulate is that the energy of the electron in the orbit does not change with time. So as long as electron is in the stationary orbit, it will not emit the energy or it will not absorb the energy. This is the important thing by the Bohr's model. It will not lose the energy, it will not absorb the energy when it is in the stationary orbit. So when the energy is absorbed or when the energy is emitted, so energy is absorbed when the electron move from lower stationary orbit to higher stationary orbit. So this is the electron, this is the lower stationary orbit, and this one is the higher stationary orbit. So when it absorbs the energy, it will goes to the higher stationary orbit. That is, suppose this is E2, this is E1, and when it is emitted, it loses the energy, it emits the energy when it goes from the higher one to the lower one. So lower to higher will absorb the energy, and higher to lower stationary state will emit the energy. Okay, so this is the, this way I am explaining here the Bohr's model, which is very important here. Okay, and in the next lecture we will go for the next two postulate also, and what are the results of the Bohr's model also. Okay, so that will be in the next lecture.